Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Dishonored Let's Play, because I am well behind the curve. Distillery District, High Overseer Campbell. High Overseer Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret to Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer, steal Campbell's journal, and eliminate him. An ally to the loyalist Martin is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. God. Ruin. Alright, so we want to break into the doc's office.
You out.
Will you though? Or will I just dart you out? Oh, they're coming for me now, bud.
You open.
Might be getting a little too active here, but guess I don't have no loot on them. It's a bit crazy there, bud. You know why I'm walking around all stealthy like? Okay.
Huh?
How am I gonna manage this?
Maybe win.
It's over there. People upstairs. I think the rest of the bottom floor is cool though. Food. Nothing restores my mana or whatever it's called. Excerpt from a traveler's journal. Born and raised in Bristol, I spent my formative years in smaller cities before settling in magnificent Dunwall. There in the capital city, I learned to appreciate the finer things. When the opportunity arose to document my travels to Serkanos, Tivia, and finally Morley, I left my position as a clerk for the late Lord Estermont. Perhaps, like so many in Dunwall, I suffered from being excessively cultured, but I found Morley disappointing. Over the course of this journal, I will explain why I found the festival of churners to be tiresome, despite the high banners, bare feet, and red robes, why the renowned jelly ox tongue is something I will be struggling to forget for many years to come. Do not like their food customs, eh? Is there anything else in here that we can loot? Feeding log. 4th day, month of wind, assorted human remains, strong appetite. 10th of month, 1 bag Tivian pears, bruised and rotted, rats uninterested. 11th day, 110 potted whale meat eaten. 13th, human torso, no trouble finding corpse parts. 17th, no feeding, aggression increased, incident of cannibalism. 20th day, incident with previous maidservant, will withhold feeding until 1st day of month darkness. Why are they feeding them? Spiritual remedy, eh? Don't know if I should have done that. Maybe I should have. I don't know. Maybe I should have had a body ready to throw back in there. Excerpt from a work detailing one of the 7 strictures. Restrict the restless hands, which quickly becomes the workmates of the outsider, unfettered by honest labor. They rush into sordid gain, vain pursuits and deeds of violence. What value are the hands that still and kill and destroy? Instead, put your hands to the plow, the fork, and the spade. For even the lowliest labor that is rigorous squeezes the muscles as a sponge, rinsing impurities from the mind and body. Excerpt from a government protocol on disease practices. Much of the public still harbors false beliefs related to the plague. It is not true that the bile from river crusts will protect against the contraction of the disease, nor is it true that crushed marley orchids act as a remedy. though it is speculated that both of these ingredients are used in both Sokolov's elixir and Piero's remedy. Consumption of these products before exposure to the plague constitutes the only known means of resisting the disease. Further, the Abbey of the Everyman warns against superstitious practices. Not only is it ineffective to burn two hagfish and cat together, inhaling the vapors while chanting the names of the plague dead, but it is also considered heresy by the overseers and will be met with the full measure of the Abbey's laws. Tell your neighbors and practice these things yourself. Avoid contact with the infected, consume your ration of elixir daily, preferably in the morning, and report anyone suspected of carrying the plague. Everyone must work together to stop the spread of the dreaded contagion. Scared of the rats at this point, man.
Wait, did you touch the door handle to Dr. Galvani's lab?
Yeah, I think so.
The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
Unclean? That's nonsense. Can't we just...
No,
Burn them
I
both.
told you. With rubbing alcohol or white vinegar.
All right, all right. What is he doing there all day? Ambrose says he breeds rats that carry the plague.
The doctor is a brilliant man. If anyone can save this city, it's him.
The royal physician is going to save us. I hear his new elixir is twice as good against the plague.
I don't understand how Galvani can admire Sokolov. Royal physician or not, I hear Telly's a beast. A superstitious philanderer who spends more time with prostitutes than he does in the laboratory.
Is this what it's going to be like when we're married? It is, isn't it?
I hope not. I'm telling you now, I don't have the endurance for it.
Huh?
Oh no! Help me!
Ran from me, so there's that.
Can someone help me?
I don't want to hurt her. Just let her be.
Oh, please! No, no, no!
We'll get a combination, Maki. But where is the combination? The men I set out with are good sailors. No doubt half of them have cut their teeth on the rascally pirate ships spawned in the Circassian archipelago, where they were, should I say, half of them died before we sighted the broken red cliffs welcoming those who would visit the far continents, as it is called. Sickness and fighting poisoned by a school, or once a flock of small fish that fly over the waves like birds, landing in the hundreds across the deck, pricking any they touched with toxic quills. 2 thrown overboard by gusting demon winds. The quiet Tivian navigator simply dead in his bunk, wrapped in his white furs, eyes wide with terror. Few have crossed the ocean, and the distance to Pandysia is greater than most would imagine. More died climbing the cliffs, and now with but a handful, I stand looking across the greatest expanse of land that ever existed. My allies are frightened, for this is beyond them. Another captain is dead too, stung by something that resembled a prairie mole but reacted with great apoplectic outrage when handled, so it falls on me to lead them. Dr. Galvani's journal. I've been invited to a soiree at the Boyle estate. Of course I won't attend. The 28th day of the 7th month, the month of high cold, is the day I met Anton Sokolov at the academy. Why would I tarnish the anniversary of the most important day of my life by licking aristocratic boots? I have no time for fools. I will be solving the riddle of this plague. Perhaps I'll raise a cup of Tivian red. Place is kind of cozy, man. It's kind of a cozy joint, if you ask me. Wait, is it in the journal? $28. $287. Surely not. That's the only numbers I've seen in this entire place, so maybe. Let's go. 200. All right, back to stealth mode. Seen anything out of the ordinary. Rat fetus. It's pretty cursed. Galvani Academy notice. Galvani. The latest case should arrive within a week, containing all the components you need. Be careful with the white phosphorus. Can't have you getting phossy, jaw, like the tanners at the edge of the city. Poor bastards. Sorry you have to practice in secret. The vivisectionist should be celebrated, revered even. Cutting up rats should be done in the town square with a crowd of eager students taking notes. Not in some dirty little secret room hidden behind a wall of books. Anyway, lucky for you to have an old friend who never left the academy. Let me know what else you need, but remember, it might be a month before I can put together another shipment. Years in knowledge, Artemis Moore. Procurement Clerk and Provisioner, Academy of Natural Philosophy, South Wing. P.S. Next time you're nearby, come in for an afternoon. We've stayed fairly insulated from the plague. Since so few come and go here, we've got quite the stock of Tivian brandy. Excerpt from a natural philosopher's notes. For over a year I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but they pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The blood of the rats tells its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. Rats collected in the poorest parts of town, in the slums, exhibit the oldest strains of the plague, while those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered our city, exhibit a younger strain. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I will continue my research. If nothing else, I am living proof that Sokolov's elixir and Piero's remedy are very effective at protecting against the plague. One consumes enough of the stuff.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander's Zoological Survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
Fair, eh? Excerpt from a series of interviews with street workers by rat catcher Lena. Used to be go out with a bag, a stick, with a nail on the end and catch as many rats as you could in a night. City watch paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I worked alone, and we got by. Found a place where the rats were real bad. Sometimes we'd hire a crew of street brats to work with us, the younger ones who didn't make trouble. We'd pay them with bread and apple cider. Once the plague came, the rats were different, meaner, bigger, and a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. If you got cornered, they'd turn and the swarm would come back at you. I barely got away with my skin a few times down in the sewers. The bites hurt afterward, but it was the sounds they made that stayed in your dreams at night. It got more dangerous and the city watch started paying better, but that didn't last long, because after a while too many people had been stripped clean trying to fill up a bag. One slip and they'd be all over you, gnawing and trying to chew down to the bone. That's how I lost my poor Benji. We can try to miss anything in here. Leviathan's Sorrow, excerpt from a report on a treaties banned by the Rudshore Trade Council. Little is known of Pacody, credited with this series of pamphlets arguing against the whaling trade. While he is gifted, his views are nonsense and threaten the economic underpinnings of the empire. 01 Enslavement. On the breeding and husbanding of whales versus hunting the beasts in the wild. After a natural and free life cycle, Pacody offers no solutions for where these massive, malevolent creatures might be pastured. Disillusion laments on the destruction of social bonds between the herd members. Pacody actually uses the term families. Harmony. Drivel on the aesthetic wonder of what is in reality the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us, includes arguments on the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore wide-eyed with tales of the whale's savagery. Disruption. Here, Pacody is on his weakest footing, issuing up feverish warnings against the displacement or transference of natural beasts from their native environments. Save the whales. Type. Let's see anything else in here. Check empty bottles. See anything else of use. Did he just come back to life? Cages. Oh, the thing is solid. Guys are coming back. I'm missing here. So I have to go outside. Acting like it's inside. Oh, there's a door here. Right, open it. Secret door. Just in case. Sewer capacity in the months of nets. Excerpted. Interview attached to a formal report by Big City Works Crew 17A. I've been asked to tell the problem, so here it is. It's been every year that we work like and gone mad during the month of nets. I don't hardly see my family. It's bad enough that the work is clogged with trash from the catch. Pieces of crates and nets, but the water smells of hagfish guts too. We gotta get it done before the month of rain, or you know what. And it ain't like we get help from those pricks in civil engineering either. Been at this job for nigh on 28 years, and never seen one of them come below, except to measure will it hold when they go to putting up one of their fancy new bridges. So these last 3 years been the worst, and here's why. It's the river crusts. Moved into the works. We hear a man ahead yell and scream like he's burning up. Climb up fast, no other choice. Got it. Contaminate the Bottle Streets gang with the plague. Good at the whiskey distillery. We still have a room over there. Is there fall damage? Go in here. No. Uh-oh. We're full of bullets, eh? Cannot kill the rat plague. balance. Timing. Not do the lethal counter. Oh, I blew those rats up too. That's kind of cool. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Hatters fired the first shot, but Bottle Street Gang fired the last. I have FOMO in games like this. I feel like I'm gonna miss something. The Elixir Black Market, excerpt from a letter. We've seen the widespread looting since the month of clans. It wasn't prevalent at first, but it's a pattern now. There's an outbreak in one of the districts and the watch moves in. We quarantine buildings, put down weepers, and deport anyone showing early signs. Afterward, the dead counters come through and the lawyers write up the paperwork to transfer ownership of businesses and homes at Parliament's discretion. Soon after, like clockwork, the gangs begin tearing the place apart. There's a fairly robust black market now because everyone wants elixir and most can't afford it. Even Sokolov's brand won't help you if you've already got the plague. Getting a regular dose is your best chance if you want to avoid contracting it. Some of the gangs have taken to buying small amounts and watering it down before selling it. I have to admit, if I didn't have an officer's ration, I'd be buying from them. Gerard Corey, City Watch, 3rd Regiment, State District. Skilled in essential arts is wild.
Yeah, it's nice.
I need to level this up. Slide under that one. Recipe for Craxton. Craxton, I'm coming tomorrow to check on the batch. Make sure you're wearing pants this time and stick to the recipe. 1 part Sokolov's, 1 part beach gum paste, 2 parts sugar water. That's it. The more the real shit you cut in, the less there is to spread around, the less coin I make. This ain't a charity. Slack job. Excerpt from a pre-plague promotional book on products made in Dunwall. Across the Empire, Old Dunwall whiskey is not only the finest libation of its kind, but also an important cultural tradition among discerning folk, sophisticated and common alike. Captains moving their ships across the great oceans always have a bottle in their quarters for occasions. Fine restaurants and bars keep it in stock. The farmers across Bristol exchange Old Dunwall whiskey when healthy children are born. Some might disagree, but preferring highbrow drinks, such as King Street Brandy or one of the other brands from Morley, The cells of old Dunwall have been brisk through the early years of Empress Jessamine Caldwin's reign, a treat that is expected to continue. Aged and bottled in Dunwall's Distillery district, old Dunwall whiskey is what you want. There's something I can place there.
Boy, get at it when he's sober. I remember. Brimsley job, hitting the dumbwaiter all night.
Yeah, so he goes from room to room, kids sleeping, an overseer giving a lecture to the kids. A couple guys training with those hounds.
Stuck.
Something like a sheep, then a woman laughing. Didn't use it. Kind of blinky, plonky sound. That is. Then he still hears it now. Never can find it.
That's an e-slapper, Rodney. Okay, I got one for you.
Well, give it.
Okay, here goes. The nobleman laid with the scullery maid.
Someone's about to get shanked.
Me, brother, not me.
Come on. He's as slippery as that bitch goes. Must have been enough.
I know what
I wish you would roll up on me, bro. I'll drop on your head.
Oh, I'll find you. Help me look. I know something. Nothing here.
Oh yeah, the rats come if you kill them. Forgot about that little fun little thing. We're already here now, aren't we? Chain over there. This guy's upstairs. I know I'm kind of going slow, but I just like don't want to miss anything.
Go down, you.
Just not expecting that. Operating instructions. Attach an empty elixir vial to the spout before you turn the thing on. Turn the valve on, collect the full vial, repeat till empty. Do not break vials. Do not spill any elixir, no free swigs. Next batch, Tubbard family, 4 doses. Everybody getting doses. Still is infected. Times are tough out here, man. I'm trying to take everything I can, brother. Excerpt from a natural philosopher's notes. For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given the rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague. They seem to pass it readily between members of their own species. I've already read this. It puts things down there multiple times. I gotta visit old Granny Rags for my gifts. I forgot she was the one that wanted me to take care of these fools.
Okay. Please.
Under there. Huh. I think I can.
Someone's about to get shit. Someone's still prowling around. It's just a matter of... Somebody, give me a hand. This bastard up to the hagfish. Let's see.
Gotta go see old Granny Rags. Hope that she doesn't have her little monsters out to get me. Granny.
We'll never wash. Never, never, never.
Granny.
I told him, peel it. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Now I can stroll along the waterfront in peace. And don't think I've forgotten your little gift. Go on upstairs, dear one.
Thanks, Granny.
She wouldn't put the crackers on the right side of the tray. So...
I got a room. I'm not very stealthy. I don't know if that would have been the best one. I don't have enough for anything anyways. Alright, gang. Well, believe it or not, we're already an hour into this video, so looks like I'm going to be leaving off here. Still have to get past the second wall of light. Gotta get his journal. We got to try to ensure Captain Kerno survives his visit. It's optional, but thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate you. Shouts out to the patrons as always. It's $1 a month if you would like to join and have your name featured in the credits of my Let's Play videos. Until next time, gang. Yeah.